Hello everyone! Welcome to 44th episode of The Ruins of Warsaw. I'm Alexandra and I'm the Storyteller.
Hi, I'm Dolores and I'm playing Janina of Clan Bruja.
Hi, my name is Faye and I'm playing Beatrice Wozniak of Clan Malkavian.
And as always, Partners is there acting as Keeper of the Elysium and taking care of tech, for which we are very grateful. Thank you all so much for joining us for yet another episode in this story. We will start, as usually, with a quick recap of what happened last time. So, the previous session started with Bea and Janina going to a rather dodgy bar to meet up with Abelard, the sire of Mara and of Dominic, who was recently kidnapped, to discuss a plan to rescue him. They were met there by not only Abelard, but also the sheriff, Lucian Topolski, who is a lover of Dominic and wants to get him back. And we're presented with a plan in order to get to know more of the layout of the place and knowledge of the Zimishi who took Dominic about the place. The group should kidnap one of the ghouls serving the Zimishi. Janina agreed to help. Bea was uncertain whether she would be able to, having realized this is very much not a Camarilla operation, despite Sheriff's involvement. But agreed to assist if she is able to join after a meeting with her sire. She also, through her insight, saw that there might be a conflict and a rift between Abelard and Janina during the mission. After which she went to meet her sire, Felicia, who asked her some questions about the plans, but didn't probe really very hard, and seemed to believe that Bea is doing something for the Camarilla, didn't really question it. Meanwhile, Janina returned to Hotel Bristol to meet up with her lover, Nastia, and spend some lovely, lovely time together. But she also asked Nastia more serious questions about how she was doing, and Nastia shared that she's very unsure of some of her memories and very not quite sure why that is, suspecting maybe something happened to her that caused that. Janina and Bea met up the next night, but before that, Janina quickly checked on her experiments and saw that the sample of blood that she tried to preserve is indeed still preserved. And Bea went to feed from her herd, where her acquaintance showed her the same article she already saw, the one about Bea's husband looking for her, which caused Bea to panic a little bit and to leave a member of her herd. The woman passed out and ran away, having stolen the newspaper. With that, they met up with Abelard and went further south, to the south of Warsaw, outside this proper city, to a villa of the Zimishi. They approached from the side entrance to the terrain that belongs to the villa through a forest and set up a trap. And after some struggle and some difficulty, managed, the two of them with Abelard as well, to subdue one of the revenants and keeping him alive. The problem was that Revenant was bringing someone for the Zimishi to feed from. It was a young woman whom Abelard wanted to kill to avoid any possible trouble and Masquerade breach, but Janina would not have it. and she eventually, with some Bea's help, managed to persuade Abelard to get woman into his car. And then Janina agreed to make woman her ghoul, to both heal her broken legs and ensure that there would be no breach to the masquerade. But for now, they dropped her off at the hospital and then returned to their haven and went to sleep. And we will pick up the next night as the sun sets over the city, disappearing behind the horizon. Janina, you open your eyes. You feel immediately, as consciousness returns to you, that you are hurt. You feel pain in your body from older wounds and new wounds. You feel that your bloodied shirt has gone kind of stiff against your arm. You feel tired, you feel hungry, and you feel hurt.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and try to wash my face and any bloody wounds that are seeping through the clothes, and I will try to take off my shirt and wash it and hope that either it will dry faster, or if hopefully Felicia or Bea have something laying around that I could use.
So you wash your shirt, and you see some of the blood color the water in the bathtub as you're washing it. You remember the woman that you decided to save, left at the hospital. And as you look at blood, a memory flashes of Abelard willing to kill her, and you remember that you promised Bea to give the woman some of your vitae to bind her to you.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say
that.
that it reminds you of the last person you tried to save by giving him some of your vitae. Your upstairs neighbor, Pavel, who lived above your flat in Praga, whom you tried to save, but then tried feeding from him and drained him. You tried to throw up the blood, but you couldn't force yourself to. Your body wanted it too much.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of shiver with disgust at myself. And I really know that I have to go and feed because I feel very hungry, and I don't want to risk anything. But I want to wait for Bea to wake up so she could accompany me, and so I try to just look at myself in the mirror and try to make a few deep breaths and just calm myself to just feel more steady and ready for what's coming.
You manage to wash your shirt, sort of. It is going to have some stains, but it's not so obviously blood now. It will take a moment to dry, though. I assume you have an undershirt or something you wear underneath that you can walk around in for now. And you wait for Bea.
Yeah. I probably wait in the bathroom or go back into my room and wait for Bea and Felicia. Well, mainly for Bea, I guess.
Speaking of that, Bea, you are running through a forest of trees as tall as buildings. The ground is shaking. The air is filled with smoke and smell of blood. You know this place is a site of death, and it's burning, it's on fire. It's hot there. The smoke is filling your lungs and clouding your vision. You try to outrun death and flames, on the shaking ground, trying to keep your balance, almost falling, holding the trees to keep going. And suddenly, as you keep going, looking for someone, something grabs your ankle, and you fall, and you feel fingers biting into your leg, pulling you closer. And you look back, trying to pull your leg free, and you see a woman looking at you with trust in her eyes, trying to pull you closer to her, her mouth opening to almost say your name. But her face keeps shifting, the features disappearing from your memory immediately before you can even register them. But you know that she's dead. She's gone. You can't focus on her. And you pull yourself away and start running ahead, away from her, deeper into the smoke. The ground is shaking and the fragments of bricks fall from the collapsing trees. Pain is exploding in your body as they hit you. They leave scratches on your face. You see more bodies crawling towards you through the smoke, their limbs twisted in unnatural angles. The air fills with screams, and there is blood on your hands. The shapes of people twist and move around you, coming closer, trying to grab you, calling to you. And you try to see their faces. You think maybe one of them is the one you're looking for, and you're trying to discern it. Trying to look very close. But as soon as you see any face, it is lost to you. You can't distinguish them. They all blend into one. They reflect the blood that is on your hands. And then that's all you can see, the blood on your hands. And you've left with this image burned into your mind. Painful, vivid, and eternal. You wake up.
I take a moment to compose myself, glance over at Felicia.
She's sleeping. You see now that she is a little bit shaking in her sleep.
I feel guilty because I wonder if it's me that's causing her pain. So I get up and head to the bathroom to get ready there rather than disturbing her further.
Janina, is your shirt drying in the bathroom?
Yes.
So you do hear Bea open the door from her room and start walking through the flats and then go into the bathroom. You think it's slightly earlier than you would expect her to get up. And you, Bea, go into the bathroom and you see drying, well, not drying yet, still pretty wet shirt with some of the blood washed out. And yeah, the bathtub is still has some water left in.
Fair enough. I kind of smile at the shirt slightly, and then turn towards the sink and get ready, and wonder if I have a shirt that would fit Janina. I know she's taller than me.
She's taller.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to fit something on her, definitely.
It's not quite as bad as trousers or a skirt, maybe, but yeah. I'll have a think.
And you get ready. What are you thinking about as you're getting ready?
I'm trying to not look at my hands too much. I don't really want to I see the remnants of the dream, or actual blood, who knows. There's a vague memory of somebody quoting Shakespeare without damn spot. That's sort of playing in the back of my head slightly, much to my irritation. And also there's this feeling of guilt for potentially having hurt Felicia. So yeah.
And you get ready. Janina, do you go to where, or do you wait for her to get
I will
out?
probably wait for her. I don't intrude.
Okay.
So she does. You hear her come out of the bathroom after some time.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. How are you?
I'm alright, but I really have to feed, I'm hurt and I'm not doing all that great, but I wanted to wait for you. I don't want to go alone in case anything goes bad,
No, that's fair.
How are you doing?
I could also do with feeding, so sensible plan, really. Tired.
Is Felicia up yet?
No, she'll be a little while, I think.
Do you want to wait for her before we go?
If I could,
Feed?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I will try to hold on.
Please do.
Did you sleep okay?
Not really, but it's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, it could be worse.
How is she doing? I mean, Felicia.
She seemed like she was in a bit of pain, but that might have been a response to mine, so...
Yeah.
You're hurt? What happened?
Well, it's from our yesterday's task that we helped Abelard and Lucian.
Oh.
And I will retell Bea, in short, everything that happened, including the woman in the hospital, and that I will have to Google her.
I really need to get you fed.
Yeah. So yeah, but well, at least we managed to catch that person.
Good for us.
I really hope it's going to be fruitful and we learn something important that could help us save Dominic.
Yes. I hope so.
Yeah, I really could do with saving someone.
Yes. I turn and look out the window. Sorry, you were saying?
No, okay. You can look out of the window.
Yeah, you can still talk.
The window.
Yeah.
And you see that it is snowing. You see, the snowflakes twirling as they fall down.
I'm sure, Bea, you have it written in your journal, but I just want to remind you about your mortal husband that you have to deal with somehow.
Oh, goodness. Yes. Thank you for the reminder. Appreciate it.
Of course, I'm looking out for you.
Thank you.
As I said before, if you need any help, I don't know what kind of help, but I'm here to help you in any plan you come up with.
Thank you. I'm going to have to think on it. Although I'm going to need to do it quickly by the sounds of it. But I don't know. I'll need to go through my notes and...
Of course. I'm sure we figure something out.
I might need to ask for some favors.
Well, you had been such a good Camarilla member. I'm sure someone like your venture friend, I forgot her name, Cornelia. Sorry. She would definitely help you.
Yes, I'm not sure who would be best to ask or most suited. I don't know. I'll need to think.
Are you going to talk about this with Felicia?
I probably should.
Maybe she would have some kind of idea.
Maybe. As I say that, there's somewhere between sort of a longing to talk to her about it and talk it through with her, and there's also this fear about talking to her about it, and I don't know why.
Do you show it, or do you try to hide it?
I don't think I'm necessarily doing a fantastic job of hiding it.
Right, Janina, roll your perception and empathy with difficulty 6 to see if you get it at all.
Okay. What was the difficulty?
6.
Okay, I have 2 8s, so 2 successes.
Do you wish to roll, Faye? Or do you...
No, I was just getting my dice.
No, that's fine. Then, in that case, yes, you see this fear there, as well as the longing.
Are you afraid to talk to her about it?
Maybe. I don't know why.
I don't know, maybe you worry that she could pick some drastic measure that you wouldn't want for your husband. I don't know, maybe just for a while keep it to yourself and maybe try to think about something, how to deal with it. And I mean, if you feel like talking to her, then do. I mean, she's your sire, but I would understand why. Sorry, my screen went blank, and I was like, am I still online?
You're still online.
Okay.
We can still hear you. We can see you.
Okay, right. It's back. It's back now. So, but it was just there's maybe like a cable issue. I don't know. So yeah. Well, I'm here for you, and you'll do what you find best.
Around
but I
this
understand.
moment, sorry.
It's okay.
You hear Felicia open the door and move towards the bathroom.
I look at her and smile, nod.
I do the same.
Good evening.
Oh no, like I mean, are you in the room or are you standing in the corridor?
I think we're in the main living space.
Okay, then I guess you do see her and she will smile at you. Good evening, girls.
Good evening, Mother.
Good evening.
I'll be with you in just a moment. And she goes into the bathroom.
Yeah. Belle, do you by any chance have a spare shirt that I could borrow?
I was actually just about to check that, so let's go have a look and head through to the bedroom and see if there's a spare shirt that might fit.
Well, there's definitely spare shirts. There's something that will be a bit tight, I think, on Janina, but will do the job. Like, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, that might have to do until your one's dried.
I will cover it with jackets, so it's okay.
Fair
I
enough.
just don't want to.
If you do burst the buttons, at least get them for me so I can sew them back on.
Okay, I'll try, and I will change into the shirt.
And not long after you change, Felicia emerges from bathroom with her hair pulled up, dressed more elegantly as she does in a jacket and a sort of knee-length skirt. She didn't put a makeup on yet. She's smiling at you and going towards the main living space.
Good evening, Mother.
Good evening. And you see her eyes sort of darting from one of you to the other. You got back pretty late last night. Janina, I seem to remember some blood. I saw your shirt. What happened? Was
I
it
got
your
hurt
task?
during. Yes, I got hurt, but it's okay. I'm gonna feed and I'm gonna heal up. It's nothing serious. It's fine.
Well, very well. I hope you're keeping Bea from danger.
Of course. And I smile.
Yes, I'm sure you are. And she sort of, there is a little bit of doubt that she isn't even hiding.
I was like cheekily smiling at her, like, yeah, but like, I know, like, she knows me, so.
Well, what are your plans for tonight, girls?
Well, we both need to go feed.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I don't remember. Did I have any plans?
Yes, go to the woman to the hospital, and you were also thinking about going back to the to your lab to speak to Mr. Potocki and also do more.
Yes. Okay, so it's work day.
Is it more of your research?
Yes, it goes well, but I want to conduct more experiments to have more samples.
Okay.
And to keep busy, and I want to also go to the hospital.
Okay.
But first, I really need to feed. I don't want any accidents.
Well, of course, we don't want that, do we? Bea, can I speak to you for a moment?
Of course.
Before we head out.
Of course.
Yes, Mother.
And she starts heading towards your room.
I'll follow her.
I'm gonna just sit and wait.
Are you snooping?
To come back. Probably not right now.
Okay.
I'm just sitting on the bed.
So you're just sitting. Bea, you follow Felicia. She closes the door behind you. Well, I'm glad to have you both here, although I hope Janina isn't drawing you into anything dangerous.
I'm keeping myself as safe as I can, Mother, and trying to
hope so.
Yes, and I'm trying to steer her out of more reckless choices.
Oh, well, if anyone can, I'm sure it's you.
Thank you, Mother.
I've been thinking. We've been away for quite a while. I feel like I've neglected you, and you're so important to me. I know the tasks that we have pull us in different directions recently, and I suppose it is the nature of children to grow up. You can't keep your students forever. You have to become independent, and you see that as she's saying it, she's sort of twisting her fingers with certain nervousness. But I don't want us to grow apart too far. I want you to know I still care for you. And with that, she reaches towards a nightstand and opens a drawer and takes out a little glass, sort of small shot glass, a small cup. And she takes a knife and cuts her wrist and drips some blood into it. That's for you, my dear. I feel I've neglected you for too long. You need to keep strong.
It's good for us to be closer again, Mother. I've missed you.
I've missed you as well.
And I take the glass.
You drink it.
I do.
And you can gain a blood point.
Woo!
And roll perception in
Janina should have listened and just busted the door.
Well, you didn't listen.
You didn't listen. You chose not to. Perception and
I
occult,
just said that
difficulty 8.
he should.
Perception and
He should have been listening.
Stuff you miss when you respect people's privacy.
Yes, terrible. Perception and occult difficulty 6?
8.
8, sorry. Slightly too much happened there. I have 1 9.
Of 1 success. So, as you're drinking the blood, and it tastes wonderful, you missed it, you feel everything and you missed it. Briefly, you can feel in the blood a sense of pain and longing and disquiet and purpose. Very faint, and very quickly it disappears.
I put the cup down and then smile at her. Thank you, Mother.
Oh, you're very welcome, my dear. I shouldn't have neglected you like that.
It's all right.
I understand. Well, you have important things. Sorry, you.
I was going to say, could I roll self-control so I can touch her?
Oh, absolutely, yes. That's difficulty 5 for Felicia.
I have a single success. So, as I say that I've missed her, I lean forward and wrap my arms around her.
And she sort of hugs you back and starts stroking your hair very delicately. It's good to have you here. I know you have important tasks now, and well, I want you to do well. I've taught you for this.
Yes, Mother. It's everything you taught me. I want to put it to good use.
I'm sure you will. Is there anything troubling you? You can always talk to me, you know that. There's a phone at this place if you're ever away.
Yes, of course. Sorry, I'm just going to roll a willpower check to see whether I manage to keep my concerns to myself or not. Since
Go
it's
for
hard.
it. Difficulty 8.
No. There's been something that's been troubling me for a little while, Mother. I thought I was starting to work on a solution, but it's become more complicated recently. And I reach into my journal and I pull out the scrap of newspaper that's been in there. This has started cropping up in the local news, and I hand it to her.
She sort of looks at it, almost like compares the photo to you for a moment. Well, that is certainly unexpected. Well,
I know that I need to get him off my trail or convince him that I'm dead or something, but the problem is I was speaking to one of my contacts, one of the local women that I occasionally walk with, and she mentioned a friend of mine might have called him with information.
Oh, well, that would certainly be unfortunate. Is there a way to check whether he did, if it's a friend?
Maybe. I'm currently working through ideas as to what I could do.
Well, I think it's worth. What would you like to happen? Do you care for this man?
I mean, I don't know him, but if there's a way to do it without bloodshed, I'd much prefer that.
But you don't want him for yourself anymore.
I don't know him.
Of course. Oh, just making sure, my dear, it's okay. You don't need to travel yourself with that.
Can I roll an insight check on her?
Yeah, absolutely. That's perception and empathy, difficulty 6.
Okay.
Such an interesting conversation.
Such an interesting
conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would insightful apply or hidden pain?
Well, actually, either of those, yes.
Okay. Great. Okay, that's actually a really good roll. That's 8 successes.
Okay. Right. So, she didn't have anywhere near that. Still gives you quite a lot of successes over her roll. So you do see, as she's saying it, she's concerned as she's talking about your husband and whether you want him. There is kind of ambivalence there. There's almost this like, oh, she's growing up feeling. And on the other hand, this kind of reservation. It's almost like she feels it's all a bother in some way. And she's thinking about this. She's definitely focused on what she was saying and trying to think for the solution. Like when she's asking you, she wants to know, like, you get the feeling she's genuine in wanting, like, to see how you feel about this, what you want to do, to kind of factor everything in. But you see, because you had so many successes, that there's also, like, she's doing all this, but it's almost like she's going through the motions, and her mind is somewhere else, and it's not like she doesn't care about you in this, but she kind of can't be bothered with this whole matter, and she wants. It's not necessarily directed at you, but there is some impatience there, like she has something else to get to.
I'll figure something out, Mother. I don't mean to trouble you with it.
Oh no, it's perfectly okay. I think it's good to find out more. Does he? Well, if someone contacted him already, then we'll have to work with that. But maybe it's not too late to stop it.
Maybe.
And you see that she is, like, as you say, you don't want to trouble her. There is a bit of genuine concern that she wants to help you and care for you. But this other thing that is preoccupying her is still kind of pulling at her.
Is anything troubling you, Mother?
Oh, my dear, it's memories and, well, it's nothing serious. It's just I am finally feeling better and, well, thinking through some things, thinking next steps for me. I suppose I want to keep us safe.
Of course.
And because you had so many successes, you realize that she is deflecting you a bit. There is something she doesn't want to tell you about.
Okay. Well, you can always talk to me as well.
Of course, my dear. It's good to have you back here. Well, back here. Yes. Back with me.
Of course.
Well, I shouldn't be stopping you. You wouldn't want Janina to frenzy and start.
That is a very good point.
Smashing the new things I brought here.
No, we should go feed. I hope that you have a good night, Mother.
Same to you too.
Yes. And I will head back through to Janina.
You head back. Janina, you weren't listening to any of this.
I'm just sitting on the bed, waiting for the door to open.
Just before it does, the phone rings.
Okay. It rings in the room that I'm in.
Yes, it's in.
Okay, then I'm gonna take it.
Hello, is Miss Woźniak there? You hear the voice of Cornelia. Eventually.
Okay, if I recognize her, then I introduce myself and I say to her that yes, Bea's here. She is talking with Felicia in the other room. Do you want me to go get her?
If you could, please, unless it's something important, I
think they
you
are
can
just having a
tell
chat.
her to call me back or find me at the Elysium. I just want to chat.
All right, so it's not an emergency.
No, it's not an emergency.
All right, so I will ask her to call you back, and then you can arrange meeting in the Elysium or not.
Oh, it's either or. I'm happy to just sort this on the phone.
All right. Have a good evening. I will tell you called.
Good evening, Miss Shivak.
Good evening.
Roll perception and empathy. Difficulty 7
I know,
because
she
it is
doesn't
on the
like
phone.
me. I don't need.
No, actually, you don't need to. It's not super obvious, but there is this hint of she goes slightly colder when she realizes it's you.
I know that.
And not long after that, Bea emerges from the room where she was talking to Felicia.
Okay, I'm gonna check. I look at Bea. Does she look okay?
How are you feeling? Yeah.
A little nervous. Yeah, just a little out of sorts, I think.
Are you trying to hide it?
Yes, I think I am on this occasion, and I've just remembered I should be on penalties. I forgot to do that earlier, so I'm doing that for now.
Yes. Then roll your subterfuge and self-control, and Janina roll perception and empathy with your penalties.
Yeah, I unfortunately didn't forget about them. I have 9 and 8.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the difficulty again?
6.
6. Okay, in which case I have 2 successes.
I have 2 and 2. You can't really. I'm not gonna make you roll off. I'm just gonna say you don't quite pick up on it. You for a moment see maybe something's there, but yeah.
Okay, then I just remember about the call and I tell Bea, your venture friend Cornelia called and she asked you to either call back or to meet with her at the Elysium, but it wasn't an emergency. I think she just wanted to chat, or at least that's what she said to me.
Fair enough. I'll give her a ring since we're going to be going out.
Sure. Do it.
And I pull out my journal and find the number and very slowly dial her.
Well, you probably have numbers left, to Cornelia and some contact for the Primogen.
Either way, there's a slow, painful dialing.
Yes. So, you see Bea struggle with a phone. But she gets there. And Cornelia answers very quickly. Hello?
Good evening, this is Miss Woźniak.
Oh, Miss Woźniak, you're calling back very quickly.
Yes.
Thank you. I won't take up much of your time.
This is good to hear from you, though.
It's good to speak to you. I just wanted to ask if you have a moment now to talk about how it went with Mr. Sarnowski.
Oh, of course. When would be most convenient for you? We have a couple of things to deal with this evening, but I'm sure I could make it back to...
Oh, I thought you can just tell me now on the phone.
Oh, of course. One moment. And
unless there's a reason you don't want to.
No, it's fine, of course. And I will spend a point of willpower to push through the memories, and I will also pull out my journal. Excuse me, I'll just get my notes as well.
Of course. Thank you for doing this. And you push through, and you remember the interrogation, and how calm he was, and what he did.
I think there's a moment where I just take the phone slightly further away from my face and inhale and exhale slowly.
Janina, you see this.
Yeah, I'm just watching. I'm just watching.
Are you snooping on this conversation?
Well, I guess I'm sitting right next to her, so
Yeah, you
I'm snooping
hear
either I
that,
want or not want to.
definitely.
So
But
yeah, so I'm just listening to Bea, like not exactly like snooping, just hearing what she says.
I will tell her everything that I saw from Arek's perspective, excluding the fact that he wanted me to escape. I don't mention that because I don't think it's relevant to her and her interests. I will mention that blood magic was used during it, but I will not go into too many details. I will also specifically tell her what questions Mr. Sonovsky asked.
You hear kind of go like, and maybe writing something down. I'm
mostly keeping this like professional and just not getting too much into any of my emotions.
That's very helpful, thank you.
Of course.
More broadly, what is your take on him, Mr. Sarnowski?
Brutally competent, I think, would be my willing to do things that others might find unpleasant.
As would be expected.
Yes, so I understand.
Nothing surprising, then.
Not that I've noticed yet. But if you want me to keep an eye on him, I can do so.
As I previously mentioned, it's not that I necessarily suspect any foul play on his part. He will most likely do his job with, as you put it, brutal competence. Occasionally there might be things he neglects to tell us.
Of course.
And, well, if we can catch that, that would be good. I don't think he would ever harm Camarilla. Not right now, anyway.
No, at this point, I think we can all use as many allies as possible.
Indeed, isn't that true? How are you after all this? I know they can be difficult to witness, the Tremere at work.
It was definitely not something I will enthusiastically repeat in a hurry, but I'm capable of doing so.
That's good to know as well. Did you get the closure you were looking for with this?
I'm not quite sure I could call it that, but it doesn't. I suppose it doesn't really matter.
It does.
Fair enough. It was hard to see what was done to my friends, but I will be okay.
I'm sorry.
Well,
thank you for your help in this.
Of course, and if there's anything else that I can do, just let me know.
I will be in touch. I will report this to the Primogen.
Thank you. I do hope that you're keeping well.
I am, all things considered.
Yes, that's fair.
Please have a pleasant night.
And you too. And take care of yourself.
You too, Miss Wozniak.
Goodbye.
I will see you soon.
And I hang up. And sort of slump back into the chair.
You okay?
Yes, just bad memories.
I didn't mean to snow, but from what you said, it sounded awful.
I can't say it was a fun experience.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I did what was asked of me. And there's a slight
course
sort of
you
lump
did.
in my throat as I say that.
Of course you did.
We need to go feed this.
Yes, we need to. We can chat on the way.
Yes.
And I probably will need to feed at least twice to
Yes.
get myself a bit, if you have time to help.
I think it would be best to do a couple of stops.
Janina, you also have a feeling you might get some blood at the hospital if you were to go, well, either hospital really.
Yeah, but I also need to like heal at least the -2 damage.
Absolutely. Well, so you head out. Felicia gives you one last smile and wishes you a good night.
Yes.
As she asks, will you be back before dawn?
I probably will go back to the hotel.
Okay. I might go back to the hotel tonight, Mother, just in case anyone's trying to contact me. I think there might be some work for me soon. But if there's not work, then I'll come back the following night. I'll let you know either way on the phone.
Of course.
And I make a note to myself to call her.
Just said, I might step out.
Of course.
Feed myself and look for some more things.
You've got keys.
So don't be alarmed if I don't answer.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, happy hunting.
Just perception and empathy once again.
Okay.
You can as well, Janina, if you're paying attention to Felicia.
Oh, I guess I am.
You don't have to. You can be like, nah, I don't care.
But no. I think Janina cares. I have 110, and that's all.
I have 2 10s, an 8, and 9, and a 1. So that minusing 1 success is either 3 or 5 successes.
Yeah, that's more than what she had.
Something very well.
So, Janina, you don't see. You had 1 success, right?
Yes.
Janina? Yeah, you don't see anything. You feel you're smiling at her, and you get the feeling that there's something she's not telling you. There's something she's hiding, but she's just smiling and stays behind in the flat.
I keep that to myself for the moment until we're a decent distance away from the building. And eventually, once we're out into the streets, I will sort of let loose a long sigh.
What's wrong?
Mother's keeping things from me. From us, I guess. I don't know what.
Well, you want to hide and check on her?
I don't feel the need to stalk her.
Okay, I'm just trying to find out what you want to do with that information. Or it's just more that you're concerned.
I'm a little worried. She's just, I don't know, there's something off, and I'm worried about her. And
Do you
I'm
think
a little
it might
frightened. I don't know.
be something to do with her task, if she has any? Or it's more like personal?
I'm presuming it's more personal. I feel like she'd be honest with me about a task.
Oh, I'm sorry, but if you don't want to stalk her, then I guess we will have to live with her secret.
I do have other methods, I say, and I glance up at the snow, and I'd like to look for an omen.
Janina is too hungry to think about that.
That's fair.
Right. So you bear roll perception and awareness with difficulty. Roll with 8 and how many successes you get. We'll see what you get. And you, Janina, roll your wits and alertness already as you are walking through this district looking for a victim.
I'm probably trying to look for someone. But I'm not doing a good job at it because I have a botch.
Oh no!
I have no success and 2 ones.
Okay.
I'm too hungry. I'm just distracted.
Janina, let's do with that first.
Oh, good.
You are very hungry, and you do see someone, just a woman carrying 2 shopping bags, walk along the street, and you think it's fine. It should be safe.
Yeah, I'm trusting my hungry brain.
Oh boy. It was going so well for so long.
And how are you approaching this?
I probably glance at Bea, and if I see that she's
Bea
busy,
is watching the snow, but you think you've got this. I think the way I want to play the botch,
I will do my.
Yeah, the way I also want to play the botch is that you kind of don't wait for Bea and just kind of go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to sneak up on the woman, hoping that Bea will notice in time. It's fine. I'm gonna be fine. Everything's okay.
Roll your stealth and dex. You can add your celerity to this.
Okay, stealth. Okay, -2, and I rolled pretty well. I don't know the difficulty, but
the difficulty would be 6. Sorry.
Okay, then I have 5 successes.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You sneak up on her, no problem. You grab her, you sink your fangs in, and roll your self-control.
Oh no.
Difficulty is 8 because you're a bruja. Do you wish to spend willpower?
No. What was the difficulty? 8?
8.
Yeah, I should have spent that willpower.
But you had a botch, so I think it works nicely. What did you get this time?
I had 1 success, but it was cancelled by the 1, so
you lose yourself in the pleasure of drinking.
Yum,
Meanwhile,
I'm looking at the fucking sky.
We are not at our best selves.
Start looking at the snow, looking for omen about what is happening with Felicia. Is that what you want to know? What is the sort of thing on your mind?
The secrets she's keeping.
The secrets she's keeping. So you look at the snow flying through the air, twirling, going up and down, and the movement reminds you of a tangle of thoughts, the thoughts that were as quick as lightnings. The snowflakes start moving like that, reminding you of this turmoil that you saw inside Felicia's head. You had 2 successes, right? Okay. And you see, as they are moving around the center, dark, deep, gaping emptiness at the center, and they're circling around it, probing it, circling around it, probing it. And you see those thoughts, and there is something, there's something pulling them all together. There is, you can't quite discern the details on 2 successes, I would say, but fine. You do see this gaping hole, emptiness, an abyss threatening to pull all the tangle inside it.
I scroll it down in my notebook, but I'm left feeling more unsettled than before I started. Meanwhile, blissfully unaware of what this one's doing.
Yes. Roll your perception and alertness as you emerge from the division, actually. I say difficulty would be 7, because it's a bit more difficult because you're preoccupied otherwise.
Yes, that's fair. Okay, I have an 8 and a 10, so 2 successes.
Okay, so as you start scribbling, you do not notice that Janina has wandered off. She's not standing near you. And as you look around, you do see her holding a woman in the street and drinking, and some bags that has fallen near the woman's feet, and the woman is completely limp in her arms.
Damn it. I don't know how long she's been drinking for, so I will run over and tap her on the shoulder and hope that she's not in the midst of frenzy.
I think you can tell that she's lost in it, absolutely. She will not respond to just tap on the shoulder.
Okay, in which case I will then grab her by the hair and try and pull her back.
Okay.
Roll your strength and roll. Janina, roll your strength, brawl, and potence. A difficulty is 6 for all of you. You can apply
Wonderful.
your penalties.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, God, I forgot about penalties. Thank you for reminding me.
Sorry.
6.
A difficulty is 6.
Okay, I have 5 successes.
I have 1.
Have 1.
On my 1 dice.
My hair are stronger.
So, Janina doesn't really budge, even. Janina, roll your self-control again with difficulty 8 to see if you notice it at all.
Yeah, I have 1 8.
1 8. Yes, so you do notice this pool, and because you didn't have a botch on your self-control roll, and only because of that, I would allow you to spend a point of willpower.
Oh, my precious willpower.
To stop
Okay.
drinking.
I will do that, and I will put the woman, let go of her. And
But you can gain
Yeah.
6 blood.
oh my God, Jesus Christ!
It would have taken some time, sorry.
Oh no.
I was expecting it to be bad. I wasn't expecting it to be 6 blood points bad.
Okay.
And yeah, as you come up, even you see that the woman is
Oh,
not only pale, but going kind of blue around lips and on the face.
Shoot.
oh my God. I killed her.
She's not quite dead yet, but she's basically dying.
I bite into my wrist and feed her a bit of my blood. Just since I'm able to, I presume I'm able to react relatively quickly.
You are, yes. I think Janina is probably more stunned and needs to move away as well,
I'm
not
sort
to
of
frenzy again.
While I'm biting my wrist, I'm shoving you. I'm pushing at you.
I'm leaving, but I'm just glancing at you and just saying, I killed her, and I'm just trying to remove myself so I couldn't see her.
How much blood do you give her?
1. Actually, I'll give her 2, and I'm not going to be in a good state afterwards. But
so you'll put some blood, and you see as you give her 2 that she sort of starts not being able to take more. Okay. But she roll your intelligence on medicine. Why not?
So my intelligence.
Difficulty 7.
I don't have any medicine.
That's okay. It's just to sort of. Okay. I think there's things I would say no, you can't do, but try to discern how she's looking. You can do.
I have 1 6.
You have 1 6. Okay, so the 7. Well, you think some color is returning to her face. You think it should be fine-ish.
Well, I'm just.
But you are leaving her on a cold night as it is snowing.
I think. In which case, I unwrap my scarf and I'm going to pull her up in it and just try and prop her up, and then maybe see if there's anyone around that I could call for help.
Not in the immediate vicinity, but you could look for someone, like in one of the other streets.
There's part of me that wants to get away from this as quickly as possible, and there's another part of me that doesn't want to leave her in the cold. Is there like a flat or something that I could like put her in?
Yes, there are blocks of like flats similar to the ones you live in around.
In which case, could I get her out of the cold and then hopefully somebody would find her like in a stairwell?
Yes, I say you could do that, yes. But you would have to move her, so that will require a roll of strength and athletics with difficulty 7.
I'm sorry, Janina can't help.
That's fine.
With the mess that she created.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cleaning up your mess. Okay. I rolled 2 8s.
Yes, you do actually manage to not pick her up, but kind of pull her.
Quietly murmuring to her as I'm moving her.
She's unconscious.
That's fair. I'm going to get you somewhere warmer, get you out of the cold, and go to one of the doors. And if it's locked, I will pick the lock if necessary.
Yeah. Do you have larceny?
I do have larceny.
Roll your dex on larceny. Difficulty 6. It's not a complete.
They are always surprises.
Yeah, I keep throwing people with the fact I can do this.
I forgot about that.
I have a 10 and a 7.
Yes, you can open the lock. Meanwhile, Janina, you were backing away, saying you killed her. What's running through your head? What are you doing? You see Bea give some blood to the woman, start dragging her towards the building, and then doing something near the door, trying to open it.
I feel guilty, not only because of what I did to the woman, but also that Bea has to clean up my mess, and that I can help her, like to carry the woman. And I'm very impatient. I really want her. I would want to run towards her and help and ask her if the woman's gonna be okay. But I know that it would be very dangerous. Now that I'm fat, I can use my brain again. So I know that I can't get closer. So I just watch them very impatiently and nervously.
Bea, you managed to open the door. You managed to pull her into the staircase. You could try banging on doors to get someone to come out. You don't have to.
I think I might do, and like sort of knock on the door and then try and get into a corner to use obfuscate so I'm not visible.
All right, okay.
So I will knock on the door, see if anyone answers, like while I'm hidden.
Yeah.
And if somebody does, then I'll leave. I'll try a couple of doors. I'll do the same routine a couple of times if it's necessary.
So eventually people, like, someone that's like, what's going on out there? And starts looking, it's like, oh my god. And then someone's like, hey, there's someone in here. And then a few people start coming out. And it's like, oh my god, I know her. She lives. I think she's like, my son goes to school with her son. And people start taking care of the woman, and
Okay, at which point I will leave.
Yeah, you can leave.
Okay, and I will head or glance around. I think I'll still be obfuscated for now as I leave the building and try and find Janina and just appear next to her.
You see Janina standing there impatiently.
Sorry, we should go.
Is she okay? Yes, I'm going with Bea, but I'm asking her. Is she going to be okay?
I think so. I knocked on a couple of doors and people came out and started looking after.
As soon as we are like far away, I'm going to grab Bea, not by her skin, but like her clothes, because I know she doesn't like touching, and I just like stop her by the clothes and I say, thank you, Bea, for helping me. I'm sorry. But I don't know why I didn't wait for you. I don't know. I was hungry. I guess it clouded my judgment.
That's fair. No, I appreciate this, but I'm also quite hungry now. So if
oh no, okay,
sorry.
Okay, at least I'm now fed.
Well, at least one of us is.
All right. And I am going to look for someone for Bea now with a better mind.
Are you staying in the same area? Are you heading
I'm
in any specific direction?
I want us to be out of that area just in case, guards or something end up having to come. So a different area, but.
So you can either cross the bridge and head towards the center, or you can head a bit more towards Praga district.
I'm kind of avoiding Praga at the moment. So I think more towards the center.
Okay. So you cross the bridge, you see there's some ice on the river now. And snow forming patterns on it as it falls. And after you cross, Bea, roll your wits and alertness, difficulty 7.
-1.
Can I roll as well? Because I'm also looking?
You can, but you will be on difficulty 8 because you've done it once already tonight.
It's fine. I'm going to try anyway. What did you say?
1 success.
Perception and alertness?
Wits and alertness.
Okay. Wits and alertness, -2, and difficulty 8. I have 2. I have 9 and 8. So 2 successes.
So between the two of you, sort of keeping an eye out, Bea finds someone, but you pick up on the fact he looks like he's a bit drunk, and you think it might not be the best idea for Bea to feed on him. But then you find a man stepping away from the main street that runs further from the bridge into one of the side streets between the ruined buildings. And he's just smoking a cigarette and going somewhere on his own, whistling a bit as he walks.
I will. Well, I presume Janina points that out to me.
Yeah, I would assume
that's
so.
fair. In which case, I'll nod to her and go off.
Be ready.
I will go and disappear and sneak up on the man well under the blanket of obfuscate.
You can absolutely feed from the blanket of obfuscate. How much blood do you have right now?
That is a very good question. I have 4 blood right now.
Then please roll your self-control with difficulty 6.
Okie dokie. Oh, I'm A-okay apparently. I have 2 10s and 2 8s. 4
How much do you take then?
2.
That's sad tone.
Yeah. The sad tone.
Why do I have to be nice?
Yeah. So I will pull away. Once I think I sort of was doing counting exercises in my head to sort of keep track of how long I'd been feeding for, and also to try and ground myself. So I pull away once I reach the appropriate time. A little reluctantly, but I managed to do so.
Yes, you do. There's something in you that would like to keep going, but you're in control.
Return back to Janina.
Well, you didn't need me at all. Do we need more?
I think I still need more.
We can try to find more.
Yes, that might be sensible. Apologies.
No. If there's someone who should apologize, it's me.
If you want to look for someone else, it's going to be 1 difficulty higher. There's going to be 8 for Bea, 9 for Janina. If you both want to roll.
Yes, I want to help.
Wits and alertness still at a minus penalty. Sorry, I'm reminding myself every time.
Yes, that's fair.
I'm so bad.
Wits and alertness.
Well, I have nothing. I had the 1 9, but I also have 1, so nothing.
I have 1 8.
All right, so it takes you some time wandering around. Janina, you don't seem to see anyone. Every time someone comes, up, you feel like, there's someone else coming from around the corner, or there's a group of people. And eventually, you do see an older gentleman helping himself with the cane, walking very slowly, trying not to slip on ice. And you are now in a more secluded area, or at least in a side street that is more secluded. You better notice him. Janina must have missed him.
I think to save taking too much more time, I'm going to use the same technique as earlier and just surprise him.
Yeah. Janina, you do see Bear go for. You can do this, no problem. You can sneak up on him with your obfuscate. You see that the man is sort of like walking very slowly. He is definitely elderly.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no problem. You can feed from him, Bear.
Okay. I'm at 6 blood now, so I don't.
You don't have to roll.
Yeah.
How much do you take?
I think in this instance I'll take 1.
All right then.
Oh, I'm so proud.
What's going through Bear's head? And she decides that.
I think it's sort of watching him walking shakily over the ice and just factoring in the weather and whatnot, and just sort of going, it might be more sensible to leave him with a bit more. And there's a part of me that's sort of pitying him a little bit, and there's a part of me that's trying to rationalize my decision and give myself a reason as to why I'm doing this. That's not just caring.
And you control yourself, and you only take 1. And the man is dazed, but he's not quite unconscious. He starts coming to.
I leave pretty quickly.
Yeah. No problem. Janina, do you have feelings on this? You don't like feeding from much weaker people, do you?
Yes. Belle's my sister, and her needs come above people I don't know, and I guess I noticed that she took
yes,
less
you
than
do notice
usual.
that as well.
So there's a bit of like proud moment that I'm maybe really rubbing off on her.
Maybe it's blood bonds talking.
Maybe.
But you are reunited, having said.
Right. Okay. That feels a little bit better. We should get to tasks. We had tasks.
Yes.
You had tasks?
Yes. I guess we should go check on the woman to the hospital first.
Right.
And then we'll see how it goes, and if everything's going to be fine, then I'm going to go to the hospital where I have my project, and you can decide what to do with your evening.
I might head back to Elysium and see whether there's anyone with work. But
oh yeah.
How do you want to deal with the hospital? Do you want me to go in and look for her first, or maybe
that would be probably good? I think that would be the best if we knew, maybe like if you even got her name, so like we could claim that we are like her relatives. If you could find out her name once you're gonna sneak in the hospital.
Yes. I'll have a look and see whether they've got any notes. Given that I brought her there, I don't think I should show my face.
Yes, that would be wise.
So.
And I'm the one that has to ghoul her, so. I hope it will go better than what happened with Pavel.
What happened?
Sometimes your memory loss is a blessing. He was the neighbor of our previous haven, and I ghouled him, and then I drained him.
Did you lose control?
Yes. No, I did it for fun. No, it's Dolores saying
Yeah,
Janina wouldn't joke like that.
Yeah. I mean, if she goes more bitter and cynical, maybe.
No, I think she's like serious.
Yeah.
And yeah, I lost control, and I really hope this will go better.
Bad this time. So
Yeah, that's true. Which also almost ended up in a disaster, but thanks to you, it didn't. I'm grateful.
it's a team effort. You look after me, and I look after you.
That's what sisters do.
Absolutely. Right. Okay. So we'll go to the hospital.
Yes.
I'll see what I can, if I can, like, read something over someone's shoulder, or if not, what sort of department do you think she'd be in? Or I don't know, would it be signposted or anything?
What was her problem? Like broken legs?
Her legs were broken.
Yeah. So, what's the correct department?
Yeah.
I mean, she
I'm
would
sure
end up in some kind of like emergency surgery,
Mhm.
most likely. I think. She would be, like, having her like bones fixed. Yeah, she would probably be like in an intensive care unit. You think most likely?
Okay. If I can't find anything out from just looking over people's shoulders or reading notes, then I'll go and have a look in that sort of an area, and I'll come back out and I'll get you
Right.
once I've got some answers.
All right. I hope it will go smoothly.
Fingers crossed.
So you head to the hospital. It's not far. It was in this general area near Vistula River. Is a plan for Bea to go in with obfuscate?
Yes. Yes.
So Bea, you go in. You can locate the unit you need.
Okay.
What's your plan, given your memory issues? Do you think Bea would be able to recognize the woman?
Nobody thought of that.
I didn't.
I did.
That's fine. I will spend my last point of willpower to remember what she looks like.
No.
You can do that, absolutely.
Poor willpowerless Bea.
Yeah, it's fine. I've been like this so frequently recently.
With that, I would say roll your wit and investigation.
Okay.
With difficulty 7.
Difficulty 7. Okay. I have an 8.
You have an 8.
It's taken me a while.
So yes, I mean, you would have recognized her, found her
Yes.
anyway. This was more to find some other information as well. So you find the woman. You're walking through the hospital and you look into different wards, and you do see in there's people. There's someone crying in one of the wards. There's people with various injuries. You hear someone moaning with pain. And you see some women whose faces are like covered in bruises. You see people with broken limbs. And eventually you locate the woman. You recognize her. You make the mental effort to find her. And she's in a ward with 10 beds overall. You see some women there sleeping. And you start looking for something. And you think you're not going to find it, but then you notice there's been this paper band put on the woman's arm. And you see that she's sleeping right now as well. And you are able to look under an angle that will let you see her name, which is Hanna Novak.
Okay. Okay. I write it down. that at least implies that she's maybe been awake before, if they've managed to get a name for her. Okay, in which case I will call that done and head back to Janina.
How are you feeling walking through this hospital, seeing all these people in pain? Does it move you? It might not. I'm just sort of asking to get an insight into Bea.
I think it is a little uncomfortable to be around. There's also a curiosity there. I don't know. I think I mostly take my mind off of it by thinking that Janina used to work in places like this, and I just focus on that. But yes, I think it does bother me a little bit, maybe more than it normally would have. Yeah.
And you return to Janina, who's waiting outside.
I'll quietly whisper to her just in case someone happens to be walking
I'll
past
probably
you.
I assume
like
she's not waiting right outside the door. There is no
standing
place
there.
for you to talk,
Okay, in which case I'll move
I
to
sit
a
on
bench.
a bench near the hospital, I guess.
Okay.
Probably like a bit of rubble rather than a bench, but yes.
Makeshift bench. I'll come and sit next to you. Right. I found where she is.
Okay.
I think she's... yes, she seems to be asleep at the moment. I think she's been awake because they have a name for her.
Okay.
Hannah Nanovic.
Novak, but that's okay.
Novak. Sorry.
But Nanovic.
I'm sorry, I misheard.
No, it's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
It would be such a pop star name, Hannah Nanovic.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry.
It's her nickname now.
No.
I hope she will live long enough to enjoy it.
No, please.
Well, so you give it to Janina.
Yes, Hannah Novak.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that she's asleep?
Yes.
I'm thinking if it would be. Do you think it would be?
I can tell you where she is as well.
Okay. I'm listening.
I give her the directions and where to go.
I hope Janina's better at remembering directions than me, because when someone tells me directions, I forget every time.
Well, Janina will be able to find it, because I think she'll be able to find the number of the word, for example.
Okay.
If she needs Bea, we'll write it down.
No, I think Janina's better than me with that. So, okay.
I can come with you and just be there subtly if you want.
Yes, that would be nice. Do you think it's a good idea to try to Google her when she's asleep?
I think that might be a good first step.
Okay. She's alone in the room?
No, there's other beds. You could. Are there curtains around the beds, or is it not that?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Such a luxury.
That's fine. I was just.
Some people are asleep, but it will require some stealth not to look very weird. It's not undoable.
I mean, I could steal you a uniform or something.
I mean, you could try to, look as if you're touching her face or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that I'm gonna stroke her. I think I'm gonna go there, like her friend.
Yes.
And we'll see if they let me go see her. Okay.
I suppose if you're asking for her by name, it's at least...
Yeah. Yes, let's...
And if they ask for your name, don't give them your actual name.
Okay, I will give them the fake name that I have the medical student license.
Yes, you do have that.
I forgot the name. It was Anna something, I think.
I'm not sure. Anna something. I will look it up.
I'm gonna go
something.
after Anna something.
Yeah. Well,
another pop star name.
Do you go inside the hospital?
Yes.
I will be with her under obfuscate.
And I think that's a good moment to take a break. We will be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching and staying with us. We will see you after the break.
Yes. See you.
Bye.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. And let's continue straight away with Janina walking into the hospital and Bea following, obfuscated. So Janina, you come inside the hospital.
Yes,
You see there is a reception. There is a woman there who gives you sort of kind of indifferent, tired glance as you come in.
I will nod, smile at her. Good evening, miss. I'm here to see my friend Hanna Novak. Could I please see her? I had been told that she was in an accident.
Visiting hours are between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm working as a nurse. And I don't have to choose. I don't really often end up earlier. I just thought that I'm going to visit her right now once I'm finished with work, because I'm usually busy during the day.
Well, your charisma and subterfuge.
Okay.
Difficulty will be 6. She doesn't care that much.
I have 7, so once.
Okay. Okay. So she sort of looks to you and, all right, just come on inside. She gives the number of the ward. Just don't tell anyone I let you through.
Of course not, and I wink at her.
She doesn't wink back. But she sort of gestures at you to get going.
I will follow her.
Oh no, she doesn't lead you. She just waves her hand, and she told you which ward it is.
All right.
Kind of
In that case, I will
you go upstairs and then turn
nod
right
at her,
and
thank you her, and go towards the direction that she and Bea before gestured.
You can find it with having been given direction twice, knowing the hospitals. It's not an unfamiliar place to you. You know how to move around them, even if you get a little bit lost. You sort of know where to look for the numbers. You know, how to find it. So you get to the ward where Hannah is.
And I glance around towards the direction where Bea glanced that she's laying, where her bed is. And I also glance around to see if the people who are here, if they are sleeping or what they are doing, and how many of them are there.
There are all the beds are filled, so there's 10 women in this ward. One of them is Hannah. You see, Hannah is asleep, and you see some of the others. Some are asleep. There is one who doesn't appear to be sleeping and is kind of groaning in pain, seems to be a bit out of it. There is one who appears to be crying and is covered with a blanket. And there is one who's kind of shifting in the bed quite a bit.
Okay, I'm going to... I will nod only if there's someone makes eye contact with me. If not, then I'm just not even going to say good evening, because I don't want to
No, you feel this is a bad idea. That would draw attention to you.
Yeah, but if someone locks eyes with me, then I will.
No, that doesn't happen.
Okay.
You see
in that
Hannah.
case, I will.
Yeah.
I will go to her bed, and is there a place to sit, or would I have to just stay?
There's not
Okay.
really, no. You have to
Okay,
stand.
then I will just stand next to her and I will stroke her hair and just smile at her. Just generally like check how she looks.
She moves. I will roll your medicine and intelligence with difficulty 7.
Okay. I have 2 successes, 7 and 8.
So 7 and 8. So you see that like her legs are covered at the moment, but they look like they have been set. Although you know that without your vitae, it is unlikely that will lead to her being able to walk. But you see that she was definitely in surgery. Someone was trying to, trying their best to fix her legs. She is, you think, slightly feverish. She looks definitely weakened, but like you think she is mostly stable, but it could still change.
Okay.
But she's asleep. She's not like unconscious. She is now just resting, sleeping.
Okay, I'm gonna stroke her hair and I will call her by her name, just like whispering to her, "You're gonna be okay. I'm sorry for what happened to you." And then I will like pretend to brush my hair and I will bite into my wrist and then I will just pretend to stroke her face to let my blood into her mouth.
Well, just your dex and stealth. You can add your celerity as well. Difficulty will be 7.
Okay.
Just more broadly to not draw attention to yourself.
I have 2 successes. I had
2
3,
successes.
but I had one, so 2 successes.
So you don't notice anyone looking towards you, and you manage to get some of your vita. Do you give her a full blood point?
Yes. Well, how much does she need to be good?
Well,
is it like a lengthy process?
Roll your. Oh my God! Roll intelligence and occult.
I have no occult.
You have no occult, so it's
just
going to be difficulty 8, and let's see what you can deduce from what you've seen so far.
Okay. So I have 1 dice because I have penalties.
Oh God.
What was the difficulty?
8.
Oh damn! I had 7.
Oh.
So no success.
You're not sure how much she needs. You would know, however, that Bea would expect you to not just give her blood once, but actually bind her, which will require you to come back and give her more of your vita.
Okay, but then
you can give her more if you want. You would know that it is likely to speed up healing, but
I will give her 2 because I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Pity blood.
Yeah. So as you are feeding her the second blood point, you do notice that she kind of coughs a little bit, and like
I will stroke her.
For a moment, it looks like she might throw up, but she doesn't. But it feels like she can't really take much more.
Okay. All right, then I will, as stealthily as I can, I will just close her mouth and just wipe my hand into my other hand.
Yeah, you can do this, no problem. You manage that.
And I will stroke her hair again, and just before I leave, I just say, "I'll be back soon. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna walk."
How are you feeling doing that? You see that she is fairly young. She is maybe early 20s. You can see it more. You now see that there is some bruising on her neck as well. Some bruising on her body. You presume torn from the ghoul.
Yeah, but I'm not thrilled about ghouling her, but this there was no better option. She would either die or would be left tortured and hurt by the Tsimichi. So, like, I feel that at least like this, I would be able to protect her, hopefully, and she might leave somehow, like, alive, where she wouldn't have to be. I mean, I'm saying to myself that I want to treat her well and keep her safe.
Of course.
How much of this will be true?
We'll see.
But that's the intention.
But that's your intention for now.
So I feel less guilty than when it was like with Pavel, because he was like healthy. It was more like to keep the secret. This was also to heal her. So it makes more sense to me that I'm also doing it for her, so she could have a life.
Because you came back to heal her, I will give you a point of willpower for your nature. But of course, the matter of enslaving her will come up again.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
But for now, you leave, right?
Yeah, I will kiss her on the forehead and just leave. And also, like, nod to the receptionist on the way back and thanking her.
She doesn't really.
She's done with you.
I'm polite.
She sort of looks.
I don't care.
She looks up, but she doesn't really acknowledge you. Like, it seems she doesn't care who's coming out.
This lady is
such
a
a
mood.
passionate lady. Yeah, she doesn't love her job.
No, definitely not.
Or maybe she loves her job, but not at this time of night. Anyway.
And you're outside the hospital.
Yeah, I will.
Well done.
Wait, thank you. Are you still obfuscated?
I think I was up until now.
Yeah.
I'm not anymore.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I hope she's gonna heal up, and I hope I will be able to protect her and give her some kind of life. I mean, I know she's gonna be ghoul, but I hope she will be able to have a life of her own without me intervening too much. I don't know, I never had a ghoul before, except that the shortest ghoul ever.
I can't say I've ever had a ghoul for any length of time that I can remember. I don't know.
At least she will walk.
At least we can undo what...
Yeah. She will have a chance.
I'm sure she would have been capable of making a life even while injured, but yes, I'm glad that we were able to undo the mess that was done to her.
I don't even want to know what they did to other people they kidnapped. Well, if they died, I think it's better for them, I guess. After what we had seen there, I guess death is better.
Possibly.
Yeah, so, well, that's done. So, how far is the hospital? Where is my project?
It will be like 40 minutes walk, maybe. Maybe slightly. Well, you're like strong and quite.
Okay, and it's
dexterous.
in the different direction that the hotel. I don't know, because Belle wanted to.
First part of the way is the same, and then Belle will have to turn to the right, and you keep continuing.
I mean, I might walk you to the hospital just to the safety numbers, and then head to the hotel.
Okay, I'm
under
always enjoy your company.
And I like looking out for you, and I enjoy your company as well.
Thank you. And we are walking.
You're walking through the snow. It is slow. It is taking more time. I think for Janina, maybe snow is not much of a problem. It is a bit of a problem for Bea, slowing her down a little bit.
Sliding.
It's a little bit slippery. It keeps falling.
Oh, it is quite pretty.
It is pretty.
Also pretty
I
inconvenient,
remember
but
as a child. Yeah. As a kid, I loved snow, playing in the snowy days when it was like sunny and snowy. Oh, I miss that sometimes. I mean, the sun. Childhood.
I can't really picture either.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you have fond memories.
Not many, but some of them are precious.
Janina, sorry, as you're remembering the times when you played in the snow in some courtyard of the block of buildings where you and your mother lived, you do see you are walking through the center of the city, and you do see mostly flattened or like mostly destroyed buildings now covered in snow. Does that change some of your mood a little bit? You know there's people hiding in those ruins, you know. It's cold.
I guess it's like bittersweet nostalgia. Because unlike Bea, I can remember the city when it was beautiful and not ruined. So I think most of the time I just don't acknowledge it because there are other things on my mind. But right now, when there is like space for us to just go and think and not have any pressing matters, stressful matters, so it comes to me to just reminisce about the past and about hoping to see my city beautiful again. Even though I know I will never see the sun, the beauty of the city during the day, still I really want to see the buildings renovated and people getting back to their lives.
And you were hearing Janina's memories. What runs through your head as she recounts, mentioning childhood and sun?
I can't really picture either of those things, but my mind goes back to the picture in the newspaper of me holding the small bundle, holding the baby. And I wonder if that was my child. I wonder how old they would be now, whether they would enjoy the snow.
Oh, imagine little Bea.
And you walk towards the hospital.
Yes.
Through the city in quickly coming winter. You get there eventually. You are outside the hospital now.
So, are you heading back to the hotel?
Yes, I'll head on, see if there's any socializing to be done or work to be done.
If you manage to see Daniel, just say hi to him. Tell him I'm doing good.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna get back to the hotel later in a few hours after I finish eating. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, that's aggressive.
Oh, did he sneeze?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he tried to, like, I don't know, attack you. To get you to pay attention.
He sneezed into my face. and I nearly got a heart attack.
Best content.
I'm fine.
Yes. That's what you get with live shows.
And yeah, I'm gonna get back to the hotel later. I'm gonna try to catch up with you if you're gonna stay in the hotel.
Yes.
If not, I will hopefully soon you went back to Felicia.
I'll leave a note in the room if I do decide to go back.
All right. That would be wise.
Take care,
Okay,
and I hope
take
your work
care.
goes well.
Thank you. I hope you get some nice socializing.
We'll see. And I'll head back towards the hospital using Obfuscate because being by myself doesn't feel safe.
Of course. Janina,
Okay.
go inside the hospital.
Yes.
You have your fake ID. No one,
Yeah.
it's easy. No one stops you.
Yeah, I will first go to check if Mr. Potocki is in his room. I want to just catch up with him.
So you knock on the door, and
Sorry.
you hear him say, "Come in."
Oh, good evening. Good evening, sir.
And as you step in, he sort of turns around in his chair. Janina, come on in.
Thank you. And
Please take a seat.
Close the door behind me.
I'm just finishing up marking some tests.
Oh, how does it go? Are your students well prepared?
Some are, some less so, but I suppose some are working a lot at the same time as studying, so it would be to be expected.
I can imagine. It must be a hard work and hard study.
How are you? How is your experiment?
Yes, it's going well. I want to work more today, but the first batch that I tried, the sample, was still holding up yesterday, so after a few days, so I'm gonna check if it still holds up, and then if yes, then I will repeat the process again on more.
See,
So
you
I
didn't
guess
need
it's successful.
any encouragement.
Oh,
I was
knew it.
sure you would turn out to be quite a talent, coming with
Yeah.
such recommendation.
You're too kind, but I'm trying my best, but encouragement is always needed. How are you doing aside the test? Is everything all right?
Well, not much excitement really. Teaching, working here at the hospital. It feels like I'm working 3 jobs sometimes. All
I
rewarding
can imagine.
though. I
Yes.
can't really complain.
If you ever need some help in the hospital outside of my project, don't hesitate. I love helping.
I am here to help you. Let's get one thing straight. I would be delighted to teach you and show you things if you require such help. But I would not presume to steal your time.
Oh, it's not stealing. It's enjoyment for me to help out where I can when I'm not busy, which is, well, depends on tasks. But today I want to work on my project, but I mean maybe tomorrow, or I don't know if there's like an emergency or you need some.
We have doctors at the hospital. Of course, we always need more hands, but as I understand it, you have your project and you have your priority.
Well,
I know this is coming from a good place, and, well, I'd be happy to show you some things you haven't done so far so that you can, I guess, help out and learn at the same time. But I would not want to detract from Mr. Ray's endeavor.
Of course not. I'm gonna go work on my project, but my offer stands. Like, if there's like shortage of people or something and I'm around, please don't hesitate to ask me. I can sneak a few hours of volunteer work into my project.
He gives a smile at that. very happy to see your enthusiasm. I wish all of my students shared it. I can see why you come with Mr. Ray's recommendation.
Oh, he's a wonderful man.
Indeed, don't be afraid to use his resources as well. As I understand it, he has quite a collection of texts on all sorts of topics.
Yes, I know.
Including medical literature, although it's not his specialty.
Yes.
Use my help, use his resources. Don't hesitate.
Of course. I will let you work on your gradings and get back to my project. Have a pleasant evening.
Good luck.
Hope to see you around in a few days again. And I will nod and close the door behind me.
Do you have any thoughts on your help being somewhat dismissed?
It feels a bit pushy, like it's decided for me, and I don't like that. I like freedom, and this, I'm not the man of my time. Like, I'm being pushed to, I know I have this project, but this being said like this, it makes me feel a bit, I don't know, like duty, and I don't like that feeling. I like to feel free and
it suddenly feels like work.
Yes. But I know it's a good work, and it's not, I don't know, it feels like work, and I just don't like being dismissed like that. Like, it feels like the words that Mr. Potocki says are not his words, that he tries to please Mr. Ray, and that feels icky. But
which, given your thoughts about ghouls, is certainly something to think about.
Yeah, I just think to myself that I won't force my thoughts on poor Hannah. But yeah, with these thoughts, I get back to my project. First, I will check. Jesus. What's wrong with my hands?
Yeah. So you get back to your project, and let's do a little cut to Bea to see what she gets up to, and then we'll get back to you working.
Oh, I will enjoy the break from constant thinking.
Of course. Bea.
Hello.
You walk. It takes you some time. You're aware quite a bit of time has passed and you're just walking. It's not the difficult route, so you manage to find your way back with your map.
I'm occasionally a little glad that I'm invisible, because I'm probably sliding a bit over ice and snow.
You are, but you manage. It's not too bad. It's not that slippery because there's so much snow and it's not melting.
Okay.
So you are walking back, and you get there to Hotel Bristol.
I think as I get in, I'm glancing towards the cafe, wondering whether it's open again.
It's not open, but you see there is some staff moving around there, kind of checking things. It looks like it's getting ready to be open.
I smile seeing that. It's nice to see some life back in the place again. Then I'll make my way up towards Elysium.
And you walk into the Elysium, and you see, I will just say who you see, and you can decide whether Bea recognizes them and what she feels. You see Rahela is there, and she's talking to Nina. And they're sitting together, just the two of them. You see Mihai was there, and he's talking to Stefania, and Diana, who is there as well, sitting near him. And you see Anna Maria, who as beautiful as ever. Definitely stands out from, in the whole room. Sitting to the other side of that group, to Diana, and looking at Diana, just giving her glances and glancing to Mikhail, looking sad. You see Nastya is there, and she's chatting with Magdalena, the Tremere. And you see the sheriff talking to a slightly hunched man with a crucifix around his neck, who is Clemens the Hound, although I don't think Belle would necessarily recognize him.
I think I have some complicated feelings, because I think the last time I saw him, he diablerized Stera.
That did happen, yes.
Yeah.
So whatever you feel. And Mr. Sarnowski is there as well. And he's talking to Joachim. And you step in.
I think it's one of those weird feelings where I step into the room and there's not anyone that I feel like, because a lot of them are in conversations, I don't know whether I can interrupt. So I'll just go and find a seat somewhere and people watch for a little bit. And if anyone sort of smiles at me or interacts with me, then
as you step in and you're going towards a seat, you see Mr. Sarnowski is heading your way.
Fair enough. In which case, I will stop and sort of nod my head to him. If he's continuing sort of to me, then I'll head in his direction as well.
Yes, you see that Joachim has stayed behind. And he comes up to you. Ms. Wozniak.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening.
It's good to see you. I hope you're well.
Good to see you. How are you since our last meeting?
I'm well, thank you. Just keeping
How
busy.
are you feeling?
A little guarded, I think, is the best description. I think at the moment I don't feel properly uncomfortable around him. I think it's just more of a cautious feeling. Yeah, it's not like I'm afraid of him. At least not right now. Yeah, I'm just sort of keeping my feelings to myself.
Of course. And he says, I just wanted to thank you once again, more properly, for your assistance during the interrogation. You've done well.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm glad to hear it.
I hope we will work together again in the future.
It'd be good, sir. I like being able to help out.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Have a pleasant night.
Yes, of course, sir, and you too. And I will excuse myself. Mildly hoping I don't have to work with him again soon. But I'm keeping that to myself.
Of course. And he steps away as well, and you see that as Clemens finishes the conversation with the sheriff, Edwin Cernowski comes up with Joachim, and then they all step out through of the Elysium to start heading out.
Are they leaving the opposite direction?
Yes.
Okay.
The sheriff, Edwin, and Joachim are going towards sort of offices. Clemens is heading towards the normal exit, and he gives you a glance as he passes and a kind of nod.
I'll give him a nod as well. As I feel a little uncomfortable around him, but I'm going to be polite.
And he continues out of the Elysium.
Okay. And then I will turn back to the chair I was going to climb. Immediately feeling a little out of place again. it's one of those things where I would talk to Rahela or I would talk to Nastia maybe, but I don't want to intrude in what they're doing, and also, I don't know, there's still that awareness that I slightly struggle to engage with people.
And you sit there for some time.
Just people watching.
People watching. Are you actually roll your perception and empathy? Are you like looking to anyone in particular, or are you just sort of, are you trying to discern much, or are you just sort of observing?
I think I'm just observing. I'm just seeing what I see.
Okay. Well, roll it sort of in general, maybe with difficulty 8, and I'll give you some. I'll give you some.
That's fair. I'm sorry. I'm making this hard.
No, it's okay. I'm improvising. It's fine.
I'm sorry. Okay, so difficulty 8, you said. That is no, that's a 3, not an 8. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. So you do notice that Diana and Anna Maria are looking to each other with sort of smiles. And there is something there. There is some kind of feeling. There is some kind of shared secrets. And Anna Maria also, they both actually glance occasionally to Mihail with a certain fear.
Okay.
And with Anna Maria, there is much more sadness mixed in there.
Okay.
You notice that with 4 successes, you notice that Magdalena is very interested in something Nastia is telling her, and they're quite deep in a conversation.
Okay.
You also notice that Rahela is glancing towards you and is glancing towards the toreadors, kind of thinking.
Okay. Does it look like she'd appreciate me approaching her?
Yes, there's definitely friendliness in there.
Okay.
And if you respond, Nina will also smile at you.
Yes, I will. Actually, at that point, I'll head over and join them. Good evening.
Good evening. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you.
Rahela. Nina smiles. Good evening.
How are you both doing?
Nina says, I'm all right. Worried. But then I suppose that's what you get for hanging out with Broha, you would know.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Rahela sort of glances to Mihail specifically. I'm okay. I'm still processing things.
Of course. And if you ever want to talk in private, you know where our rooms are.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. I turn to Nina. Is the door getting into more trouble?
Oh, when isn't he? He is. You know what they're doing right now. It's no secret, so I can tell. And my friends were stealing some chemicals to make explosives.
Right. Wow.
All to kill an Assamite. A suicide, if you ask me. Not that I didn't tell them.
It does occasionally feel like it will go in one ear and out the other, or just bounce off.
It truly does.
Oh well. Not that I change them.
Rahela just sort of looks a bit distant. I think they just can't help it.
I think you may be right. Although sometimes it does feel a little bit like an excuse. But yes, I think there is an aspect of that.
I think it's definitely an excuse at certain points. I mean, I've known Isidore for a few years now, and well, I guess he's not one to. I think it's an excuse he gives himself.
Yep.
Zoya is serious, though. She means
Yes.
business.
Yes, I would imagine she would.
Can't say I blame her.
No. And to be fair, it's not as though getting rid of the Assamite would not be beneficial.
It would if they actually do this and don't die in the process.
Yes.
I'd rather have Isidore here than have a dead Assamite and not have him.
That's fair.
You should know, Janina offered to help them. Zoya's considering it.
Of course she did. Well, no doubt means I'll be tagging along at some point then.
She gives you like a look. I would advise against it. I certainly won't be, even though I care for that man.
I understand.
What I mean is, keep her out of it if you can.
If I could do that, I would have done that a long time ago. But yes, I will take that advice.
If you can.
Yes.
Well, you have to understand my advice comes from a place of not being able to influence Isidore as much as I'd like to, and all I want is for him to not rush into every danger that presents itself when he sees a chance of helping somebody or doing justice. I guess I can't be too bitter about that.
He does seem like a good man.
He is. I just hope he stays.
That's fair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to worry so much.
Well, me too. But I think he will be alright, as I said. She just smiled.
I then smile at Rahela in a not quite conspiratorial, but just a understanding sort of way.
Meanwhile, Janina, you get to your lab. How are you proceeding? You have the body stored. You would be aware by this point that while they can be stored for some time, it's not quite the point that you have to do everything tonight, but you know you can't store them for much longer if you want this to be viable. So you might need to soon extract more of the blood.
Yeah. First, I'm going to check on the sample that I already made, and after that, I want to do more of these samples to create the same way if I find that the one that I made is still holding up.
Of course. So you check the sample. It again transfer a little bit on a glass plate to put under the microscope. And you look and you see it looks like it's holding. There is quite good rate of like the blood cells being preserved. You're not sure how long it will hold. You know, there were different numbers in some of the literature you read, between 1 and 2-3 weeks. sometimes a month in some studies. So you're not sure how good this will be, but there is definitely holding for now.
Okay, in that case, I will repeat the same process that I did for this and do at least, I don't know how many samples I would be able to do, but I'm prepared to spend a few hours here. Like, I don't have anything else planned for tonight, so I can spend time here.
Well, you get the solution ready, and then you can do definitely like number of samples, a larger number. So roll your intelligence and medicine with difficulty 7 to see how well this whole batch of the solution will work and how good hang you have on this.
What is the difficulty?
7.
Okay, I have 3 9s and 1, so 2 successes.
2 successes. So you get your samples ready. Do you focus on work? Does your mind wander as you extract more blood from the corpses, the people who died during Sabbath attack?
I don't know. I think my mind is probably more concerned with living or undead people in this moment. So, like, I'm probably thinking about Hannah and what I will do with her once she will heal. If she will have to live with me in the hotel, or if she could stay living where she was, or I don't know how the ghouling process works. And I think about Bea and her problem with her mortal husband and how that will play out, and Nastya and my worries about her and her memory, and that I forgot to tell Bea, but I meant to make a mental note to talk to her about Nastya's memory problems later once we meet up again, and Daniel and his worries, and because I haven't seen him in a few nights, and I miss him, and I hope that he's doing okay. And that's probably maybe also like the secret that Felicia keeps pops out, because that intrigued me. If it's like more personal, I wonder what could it be. But
do you have any hypothesis, or are you just no?
I don't think I don't know her all that well, so I guess Janina's guesses could be like that it must have to do something with Esther, that because that is something that I was aware that it really hurt her. So that's probably the only ideas that I have. This or the Malkavian, something to do with the Malkavian Primogen, because he seemed to care about Felicia. He asked me and Mara to help her. Outside of this, I have no ideas. Or no, this is like all I know. So that's probably what I'm thinking about while I'm working.
And you're done after a few hours with your samples. You think there is more blood you could get from the corpses. You would need to do it in the next 1 or 2 nights. Possibly some that could already be taken to some of the kindred, possibly preserved for further tests.
Okay.
But you don't have to do it right now. There's still a bit of time.
Yeah. Well, after I consider myself done for the evening, for the night, then I will wrap things up and leave for the hotel. And I will probably try to feed on the way, because now I'm at blood 8, and I think I have confidence in myself that I could like stop myself. And I don't want to get things wrong again. So if there's gonna be an opportunity, I will take it.
Right. Well, I'm going to. It's not immediately after, but I'm still going to give you difficulty 8 for wits and alertness on the way back.
Okay. Okay. What was the difficulty? 8?
8.
I have 2 successes. I have 10 and 8.
So you start, as you leave the hospital, you start heading towards Hotel Bristol. And you do notice a man who gets out of a horse-drawn carriage and then steps into one of the side streets and starts heading just ahead. And he's on his own. That, like, carriage and his driver continue.
I will fasten up my pace a bit so I could be closer to him, and then I will try to sneak up on him.
Roll your dex and stealth, and you can add your celerity to this. Difficulty is 6.
Okay, I have 2 successes, 2 6s.
You have 2 successes, so you do manage to sneak up to him, and you grab him, and you start drinking, and you are in control. How much do you take?
2. As usual, 2.
No problem.
Yay, I'm back on 10.
And you leave the man there. You think he's gonna be okay. He starts coming.
Yeah, I will prop him up like around on the wall and just leave him. And then I will go towards the hotel. I'm trying to pay attention, and I will choose, unlike when I'm trying to hunt, I'm trying to choose more like main streets where a lot of, like, not a lot of people, but they are frequented of people, because I don't want to give Sabat any chances.
Of course. And you're heading towards the hotel.
I'm being reasonable.
Bea, you're at the Elysium.
Yes. If Nasty has glanced up, I will have smiled at her and nodded at her.
She does smile. You do notice as well Diana looking towards you, kind of several times.
I'll smile at her as well.
Smile at her. She kind of raises her eyebrows a little bit, and then Rahela says, "I think Diana will want to talk to you."
Okay.
But it was great to see you. I might come see you a bit later.
Yes, that would be lovely. And I'll excuse myself, wish them both a pleasant evening, and make myself available.
Nina just says, "I hope you will have more luck than I do with your bruja."
Thank you. I will need it. And best of luck to you as well.
You make yourself available. You see Diana stands up. You see there's definitely a strain in her walking, but she makes herself stand straighter and start walking towards you. She is wearing, as she used to, an elegant dark blue, very simple dress. And she is definitely walking with certain effort, but she is walking towards you.
I will close the distance as well. Good evening.
Good evening. Beatrice, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I just wanted to thank you. I've been told you saved my life. My memory is very hazy around those events, but my sire conveyed to me what he knows, and, well, he said you and your friend, Janina.
I'm glad that we could help.
I just wanted to express it. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I kind of glance around the room, sort of looking at the different location and aware of how morale has been a bit fragile recently. It's nice to know that we were able to help even one person. So thank you.
I just wanted to express my gratitude. I hope you are doing well, and Janina is as well.
Yes, she's keeping busy with her own work, mostly staying out of trouble.
I would hope so, although from what I heard, I find it difficult to believe.
That's why I said mostly.
She smiles.
You have a pleasant rest of your evening and take care of yourself.
You too.
If no one else is sort of after my attention, I think that I might go and visit Antoni briefly and then head back to the rooms so that I've got enough time and start planning what I want to do about the husband situation.
Of course. No, nobody knows wants your attention. Just follow your perception and alertness with difficulty 8 as you're talking to Diana.
Okay. Just perception. No. No, that's a bad no. That's a bot.
That's a bot. So yeah, you don't really, I mean, there's not much that can come out of it really. Right now at least.
Start hearing bombs. No.
Actually, I know what can come out of it. Okay.
Oh no.
Never mind. Sorry. You just see that Anna Maria steps up and comes up to Diana and helps her to sit down again, and then Diana thanks her very somewhat formally and smiles, and Anna Maria returns to her seat. And as you're sort of looking at it, roll your perception and occult with difficulty 8.
Yes, that is right. I have 2 9s. 2 successes.
Okay, so as you're looking at them, your attention wanders. You see them, but you don't. And your attention shifts completely to the sense that someone is thinking of you through anger, despair, and pain, and you feel it very intensely for a moment. And then it stops.
I think I freeze for a moment. My hands are moving to my locket, not really sure what's happening. And I wait for the feeling to pass. And then sort of right myself. Right. And go to leave.
And you leave the Elysium. Janina. Roll your perception and you just have a look. Roll your perception and awareness. Or actually roll perception and alertness with difficulty 8.
Okay.
As you're walking back.
I have 2 successes. I have 10 and 8.
So as you're walking and you're keeping to the main street, you're sort of halfway through the street towards Hotel Bristol. You get the sense of someone watching you.
Okay, I try to be nonchalant about it and just glance around, try to spot someone. Although I know that there might be a chance they might be hidden. But still I glance around when I feel watched.
Then roll your perception and awareness with difficulty 7.
You mean my 0 awareness?
Yes, I mean your 0 awareness.
So my 1 dice with my penalties?
Yes, that's what I
What
mean.
was the difficulty?
Difficulty was 7.
Okay, then I have success. I have 8 on my 1 die.
But 8 on 1 die, so you think you see very faintly a shape of a like hidden in the shadow silhouette in a side street to the right of you.
Okay.
But then it's gone. Like you just get a glimpse of it. And after you like try to look closer, you can see it.
Okay, then I'm not gonna go closer and investigate. I'm just keeping that in mind as I go, and I walk to the hotel. But I'm keeping in mind that I might be being followed. But I mean, Sabbath knows that we live in the hotel, so if it's Sabbath, it's not like I don't have to pretend and hide somewhere. They know that we are in the hotel, so
they're pretty clear on that one.
They established that beyond all doubt.
Yeah. So I'm going to the hotel.
And you step into the lobby. The same. You see that cafe has been cleared. There are now tables and chairs there. The plants. It's all looking like it's ready to be open.
Okay, I'm glance and to the reception, and if there's Mariusz, then I will like nod at him, say good evening, and
he says good evening back and gives you a slight bow.
And I will walk slowly. I guess first I will check the Elysium. I want to see if Nastya or Daniel or Bea are there. My 3 favorite people.
So Nastya will be there out of these 3 people. By the time you get there, there will be Nastya there, and Rahela and Nina will still be there. Yeah, the others will still be there. Magdalena is gone, so Nastya is just sitting on her own now, reading.
Okay, when I see her, then I will go towards her and just sit next to her.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I was wondering if you would show up.
I was busy, but of course I'm gonna get back to see you. Have you by any chance seen Bea? Was she here?
She was a while ago. She has since left.
All right. I'm just checking in if she's okay. That's fine. What about Daniel?
Definitely got here in one piece. Daniel, from what I heard, is looking for explosives.
Oh my god.
Nina was telling that to Bea, not really hiding it.
Right. Well, I hope he's keeping himself in one piece as well. I don't know if I would trust him with explosives, but
I don't think he's necessarily the one making them.
Yeah, well, that's probably wise.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know him that well. I don't know what he knows how to do.
Well, I'm sure he's not stupid. That's one thing I'm sure of, but, I worry about him. He's reckless.
Glowing recommendation you give him.
Yeah.
All of this crowd just heard it, right? And she sort of gestures with her head towards where Mihai was sitting and the rest.
I just roll my eyes and just smile.
Do you want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's go before I start telling great, amazing things about other people that I care about. And I will gesture to her to get out.
You said, perception and alertness difficulty 8 because you're with Nastya.
Okay. I have 2 successes, 9 and 8.
2 successes. So you do notice Mikhail give the two of you a sort of glance and smile at you as you're walking out.
Chico smiled back at him, like, not maliciously, just like, in the same way that he smiled at me. Playful.
He just goes to you as you do that.
And I will just ignore the rest and just like turn around and pretend to not see him anymore.
And you leave. With Nastya. And where are you heading?
Probably our room, I guess. Yeah, that's... I might... No, first I will go to my room with Nastya, and then I will check on Belle later.
Yeah, of course. So you head towards your room. Meanwhile...
If there is no note.
There is no note.
There is no note. Meanwhile, Belle, you go up to see Antoni.
Go knock on the door as usual.
Come on in, you hear.
I'll poke my head in.
And you see he is there. He's on his own, and he's reading. He's definitely made quite a lot of progress through the book.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I've come to bother you again.
It's not bother at all.
Good.
I appreciate pleasant company.
Thank you.
You're not bringing tidings of more matters I will soon need to attend to.
I hope not.
It's a very pleasant respite.
Good to hear. Found any lighter reading? I say, vaguely remembering the conversation as I look at the book.
No, I'm still deep in memories. It's all right, though. It's not. I suppose there's certain familiarity in going back to life, however difficult it was. I know. Maybe I'm sorry. I feel like I'm always bringing the mood down.
That's all right. Well, if I can add to the dour tone, I'm afraid I can't really relate. I don't really remember anything before this, so...
What do you mean?
I don't really have any memories from before my embrace, so...
I'm sorry I said what I said.
No, it's fine. I'm pretty used to it at this point. It's just not something I can relate to, which is fine.
Well, if your memories were anything like mine, there's probably not much to miss.
Who knows?
Well, maybe I'm unfair on my life. It's not all bad.
Yes.
Please take a seat.
Thank you. And I'll take a seat and cards again.
With pleasure.
Start dealing out to him.
He takes the cards. So, how have you been?
All right. Walking Janina to her responsibilities.
Isn't that a difficult task?
It's not so bad, to be honest. Just prefer to know the safety in numbers.
Roll perception and empathy. Difficulty 6. Your specialty will apply.
Oh, good. Well, I have rolled a 10, so 5 successes.
Oh yeah, that's enough. So as you say, there is safety in numbers. You see, for a moment he sort of agrees instinctively, and there is this dark look in his eyes for a moment. Some kind of unpleasant thought, some pain, something he's not comfortable with, a bit bitter about.
I'm sorry, I'm bringing us back to dour topics.
Oh, no, it's just when you're left on your own for the most time, well, like I am right now, and stop to think, your mind starts to wander into uncomfortable places.
I understand that. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I suppose it's what it is.
Absolutely.
I suppose I still have some good things to hold on to.
I'm glad of that. And hopefully more good things in the future.
I hope so.
And I give him a warm smile.
And he smiles back at you. Is there anything else you want to bring up with him, or are you just happy to chat with him? And
just enjoying his company. Playing a few rounds of cards, trying to not think about too many grim topics.
He keeps it fairly, small talky, commenting on the card game, throwing in some memories of playing cards, but kind of non-committally.
That's fair.
Asking about, how you've been. Might ask about your haven, that sort of stuff.
I'll give him some updates. So no, I'll inform him that my sire has taken it upon herself to decorate the place. So, and I'll also mention some of the gossip from Elysium.
What specifically?
I'll mention the explosives.
Okay.
It's the most exciting piece of gossip I have. I'm more of a sort of, it's more of a, the Bruja are at it again.
He kind of raises his eyebrows and, well, from what I know about Zoya, she knows her way around explosives, certainly.
Well, I'm glad they're not going into it blind.
Oh no. Not if she's in charge. She was... Well, maybe I shouldn't. She knows. She knows those things. I would wager been involved in an explosion or several in her lifetime.
I've gotten the hint from her that she's quite competent and experienced.
Oh yes.
A few occasions we've worked together.
Certainly is. Could use such skills and talent, but alas.
Yes, differing opinions, one might call it.
To put it mildly.
Yes. Yes.
And you chat like that. How long do you stay with him?
Definitely a few rounds. I think I maybe make it slightly longer since I'm feeling bad about him being left on his own so much. But I do want to go back and start planning. So I think with plenty of time to spare, I will excuse myself and hope that he has a good rest of the evening and that he doesn't bring up too many bad memories through reading.
He says goodbye to you, hope to see you again. And you leave. Meanwhile, Janina, you get to your room with Nastya.
I'm so clumsy tonight.
That's okay, don't worry. Nastya, smiles at you.
I will hug her as soon as we are inside the room.
You hug her and she just grabs your hand and pulls you closer and gives you a kiss.
I will kiss her back, but then I will like gently push her because I don't want to end up cuddling the rest of the night with her. I also want to like chat with her and
Oh yeah, she lets go. She's kind of fine, but she just gives you this more passionate kiss.
Yeah, I will kiss her back and I will just sit down and start to tell her about my work because I think she would be interested in that. Like, and catching up with her work, just like catching up what she was up to and telling her about my progress.
So as you tell her about your progress, she's listening and she's complimenting you. Do you mention that you felt that you were kind of called to your duty?
I will probably mention it like last. Like first, I will mention it, but at the last, after I finished telling her about like the progress and like everything, like the general stuff, then I will probably like complain a bit, like rant a bit, how I felt. That I don't know. It felt like not like I was forced, but like it was a duty, and it just felt, I don't know, strange. Do you feel like that sometimes with your tasks?
I mean, yes, of course, it is a duty. I suppose I have less of an instinct to offer help to everyone I come across.
I know, but like work at the hospital, that's something very important to me. I mean, it's a lot of my memories before my embrace.
It feels like he doesn't want to take you away from what Zygmunt wants you to do.
I know, but exactly that it just feels, the way he said it, it feels just, I don't know, like it's Zygmunt talking, or like that he says what Zygmunt would want to hear, and I don't know.
Or what he thinks Zygmunt would want him to do.
Yes, it's just, I don't know. I guess that's...
You could talk to Zygmunt about it.
I might
ask if he doesn't mind you helping out at the hospital if that's something you want to do.
Yes, that's a good idea. I think I will bring it up once I'm gonna talk with him in the future. You know, it's good that I have you. You're so smart and you think with your brain.
Well, since I think with my brain and I'm so smart, you also might want to listen to... I'm not saying you shouldn't want to help, but you could use some focus. And I know Zygmunt cares about this project very much, and if you were to deliver it, he would appreciate it a lot. And
I know I care about the project as well, but
I'm not saying you shouldn't do these other things. It's not impossible to me that you would wander off into a few other things. Sorry.
Yeah, because that's happening. Yeah, that certainly happened. And I will probably tell her about the fact that I'm gonna have a ghoul.
She sort of looks like, what happened? How?
Well,
I would never imagine you to be the one to decide to do that.
Oh, if it was up to me, I wouldn't do it, but unfortunately there wasn't a better choice, and it was several things in place. She wouldn't be able to walk if I didn't give her my blood. And also, the other choice was to either leave her to be tortured and killed by Tsimichi, or just kill her. on the spot.
Tsimishi, what were you doing? Janina, why are you hanging out around?
I'm helping out to save a friend.
Do I want to know?
I don't know if you want to know, but it's up to you. You're my girl now, so if you don't want to know, just tell me and I will not tell you anything
How
more.
bad is it? How?
Well, it went well, I guess.
No, I mean the thing you're doing. How much is gonna bring trouble on your head?
Well, it's not just me, it's the sheriff.
So it's a Camarilla thing?
Not necessarily. The sheriff is involved because we are trying to find a way to save Dominic, the Nosferatu, who was, and I hope is, his
I remember
lover.
Dominic.
Yes.
You took me to see him dance. He was excellent.
Yes. He's my friend, so
I know.
You understand it.
You see, you're sort of thinking, I assume you don't want me to tell.
No, please, don't tell anyone. Just keep it to yourself. I don't know if, it's...
Right, I won't tell.
Thank you.
But it's...
if it was anyone else, I wouldn't probably offer my help in this matter, but it's
Janina,
Dominic.
you would. Let's cut the bullshit.
I probably would, but it's really personal. Dominic, not only he was my friend, but he has the same sire that Mara did. And they were very close, and I'm also close to him. And if I put myself into the sheriff's shoes, I would do the same for you, or for Bea, or for Daniel. And so far, it was okay. We did well. We wanted to catch one of the ghouls that brings people to
Janina, I understand why you're doing this.
So yeah, that's how I ended up with the ghoul.
So you caught one of the Zimishi ghouls.
Yes, and he was bringing a victim, and she had broken legs, she couldn't walk, and the other option was to leave her or to kill her, and I couldn't do it. She was conscious, and I you know me, I can't.
I know you. I
just couldn't leave her behind.
And she gives you a hug.
And I will hug her back, and just I release a bit of my frustration, I let go a bit, just all my frustrations and I wish I could do more, and I hate the fact that I have to make her a ghoul, but there is no other choice. So I just hug her back and I'm trying not to cry.
She's just kind of hugging you, and
yeah.
She's very sort of protective. She's hugging you, stroking your hair.
And I'm enjoying her presence and her hugs, because with Bea doesn't give much hugs, and when she does, they are very soft, and you're always try when you're touching Bea, you never know. And yeah. Daniel, I miss him, but it's different.
It is different. Bea, where are you heading? Are you heading to your room, or are you heading to Janina's and Nastia's room?
Well, I don't think I'm quite aware it's Nastia's room as well now.
Oh no, it's not actually. But sorry, she's there. It's not. But
it's no, it's fine. I've also mentally decided that's also.
Yeah.
I will have to tell Bea about me and Nastia very soon. I just didn't have the right time.
I think I end up going to Janina's room simply because I'm expecting to meet Janina there, and I wasn't expecting to run into other people. So I kind of
knocking on the door. I presume Janina us.
Unless I have keys.
I will.
Would you open with the key, or would you knock?
Actually, no. I'd probably knock first, just in case Janina's there.
I will just let go of Nastya and just come in.
Put my head in.
Oh, hi, it's you. And I just wipe my face like a bit because I was like fully crying, but maybe just a bit of tears.
Nastya sort of might help you kind of get a tear away from your face.
Glad to see you decided to stay.
Yes. Is everything all right?
Yes, I was just catching up with Nastya. Everything's fine. Nothing bad happened. At the hospital, everything's fine. I'm just tired.
You need some more privacy. I can...
No, stay. I mean, if it's okay with you. Nastya.
I looked at Nastya. I'm looking to Nastya.
How does that feel? Do you feel like you have things to discuss and you want to... I'm just gonna get a general roll for Nastya anyway.
Yeah. I'm happy to sit and think about it by myself if necessary.
Right, well, she rolled pretty well, so she's gonna say, if you have something to talk about, she looks to you can find me later, you know where now.
Okay, I will. And I will hug her.
She gives you a sort of pat on her, as a promise, and she leaves.
And I will. So, how was your evening?
It was fine. Went to Elysium for a little bit. Spoke to a couple of people. The Toreador, what's her name? I don't know. How would I describe Diana?
Diana, quite pretty one, blonde hair, very elegant, tall.
Okay. And I give the description.
Is Diana the one who was with Dominic?
Yes.
Yes. She was thanking me and you, actually, for saving her.
Yes, we did help her during the attack.
I'm glad that did happen, and I was ad-libbing through most of that conversation.
I'm glad that she's doing okay.
She looks a bit stiff, probably a bit in pain, but
yeah, but
well,
she will heal. I wish we could say the same about Dominic. I told Nastya about the thing with the ghoul, that I'm gonna have a ghoul, and I ended up telling her everything about... She promised not to tell anyone.
Well, I hope she's better at keeping secrets than you are.
She's perfect. Anyway. Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
Yes, although it can wait a little bit. How did your project go?
It went well, and I will describe it to Bear, but in much less detail than when I was talking to Nastya, just like that it went well, and that I have more samples to check out in a few days, and that I think it's fine, but I don't mention the little rant that I had.
Yeah, of course.
Because I already decided that I'm going to bring it up to Zygmunt and ask about it. So I just don't think it's needed to trouble Bear.
So will you go to your Primogen with the samples next, or what's...
I will probably wait a few days to check on the new samples, and then I will bring them to him, hopefully, or I will probably, if I see him in the Elysium or around, I will ask him if he wants me to bring them here for some further testing, or what are the plans after.
That's fair.
I'm done with testing, because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next.
That's fair.
Yeah.
In terms of other... Well, I was wanting to work on thinking of ideas how to deal with the...
Yes, of course.
The situation
Do you
with
have
my husband.
any ideas?
Mother was saying that I should go to my friend and ask whether he's called, but
Okay.
I'm a little nervous about doing that in case it... I don't know. In case it somehow escalates the situation or something.
Okay. Do you want me to go and ask your friend?
No, it's fine. I don't know. I think I'm just a little uncertain of direction. I was initially thinking about, I don't know, pretending I died in the war or something, but
Yeah.
but that's not really an
I mean,
option.
you still maybe could you could pretend you died like recently, like now, but it would mean you would have to cut the contact with your friends
To be honest,
and change a bit your looks a bit.
and probably my name.
Yeah. Well, that's not probably very hard.
No, but I don't know. To be honest, that sounds like a sensible suggestion. I feel like I'd need to have like contacts in the press or something if they're going to like announce that I've died. And,
The missing woman suddenly found dead.
yeah, basically. A sad end to a tragic tale.
Yeah, or maybe
That's a bit depressing to think about my life as a tragic tale.
no. Well, I mean, if you changed your appearance and your name, you could maybe, I don't know, pretend you left town. I mean,
I think it needs to be a more permanent solution.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it might at least end some of his searching.
Yeah. Well, what else could we do? I mean,
I don't know really what else I could do that isn't a massive masquerade breach.
have you, I mean, you talked to Felicia. Have you talked maybe with Anthony about it?
I feel like he gets enough depressing news and work-related stuff while he's meant to be resting without me discussing that with him. I don't know. Like, maybe...
Or with the sheriff, maybe. He also has his own things to do. But I don't know, like someone... You had been such a good Camarilla person.
You were going to say pawn, weren't you?
But I wouldn't say that, but you know, like I think they would like to keep you, to help you.
Discussing it with the sheriff is probably a sensible suggestion. I mean, bringing it to him before he has to bring it to me is probably a better idea anyway.
Yes, exactly. Maybe he will find something. Maybe he will have ideas better than the two of us.
He probably has a bit more experience in the matter anyway.
Yes, and he also probably has more contacts that you could...
Or can direct me to someone who does.
Yes.
Right. Okay. That sounds like a plan. I'll make a note. Oh, I was meant to call Mother.
Yes, you should. So she didn't expect you. While she's on her super secret mission.
Oh God, yes. Yes. All right. I'll briefly run down to reception and place a call, and see whether Mother picks up.
Janina, what will you be doing? Will you be waiting for Bea during this time?
I will probably go check on Nastya in her room.
Okay.
I want to say goodnight to her, and then I will get back.
In that case, so you just want to say goodnight to Nastya? Okay. And she will. Yeah. Say goodnight, give you a kiss. But
I will just kiss her, and I will just tell her, I'm sorry, I just haven't yet told Bea about us, but I will do it. I just didn't really have the time with everything that was going on.
Don't worry.
And then I hope you will stay with us in my room.
But just go. See you tomorrow. And you better call, and Felicia doesn't pick up. It's not like immediately dawn yet, but it's getting kind of late.
Okay. I ring. It rings out a few times. I wait and see. If she doesn't answer, then I'll just accept that she said that she might not, and head back to my room. Well, our room.
And you are both in the room. It's getting eventually, unless there's something else you want to discuss. But
I probably
no,
don't have anything. Like
So
I
I
have
think-
on my mind that
Yeah.
I want to tell Bea about Nastya, but not right in front. She
Of
goes to
course.
sleep and forgets it.
Of course. So you get ready for bed and you lie down to sleep. What's on your mind, Janina?
I think it's a mix of things. There's I think about Bea's problem, and I really hope that it's gonna be solved without hurting her husband more, or some drastic measures taken. I mean, if she went to Anthony, I would feel better, because I know that he wouldn't resolve things, the most drastic thing, right away. I know that.
Now you know that.
Yeah, now I know that. So I have trust in him. But after, I trust Sheriff as well, because I know he also cares about people. So that's on my mind, and Nastya, and me feeling a bit bad that I put all of my problems on her. And I think about her words and what she thought about my duty, and that I should talk about with Zygmunt about that. And I'm hopeful that it will be okay, that he will not force me into anything, that he will say that it's fine for me to try and help when I have time. And that's probably, and also my future goal, Hannah.
Of course. And you fall asleep. The mix of those thoughts. Bea, what's on your mind?
It's sort of like an internal planning session. I'm now sort of focusing on the idea of speaking to the sheriff, and that does seem like a sensible, obvious next step. And I'm sort of considering Antonia as well, but just after a conversation and the fact that he gets brought so much news of problems he's going to have to deal with, I don't want to add to that. I like being able to just spend time with him and not have to make it about work.
And you fall asleep. thinking about spending time with Antonio. Thank you for playing. Thank you to our audience for watching and continuing the story with us. We will be taking a bit longer break now around Christmas, and we will be back in the new year on the 3rd of January, the same time, 6:30 p.m. GMT. So we hope you will join us in 2023 for more Bear and Janina to see how they resolve some of the issues that came up recently. And have a good night or a good whatever time of the day it is where you are. Thank you very much for staying with us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.